What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the cost of living in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. Before we get started, I'm a licensed New Jersey realtor, so if you have any questions about living in Hunterdon County or need help with relocating, I'm here to help you out. Contact information is on the screen. Now let's get to it. First, we're going to talk about median household income. In Hunterdon County, the median household income is about $123,000, which is higher than the median of New Jersey, which is around $90,000, and the national median of about $75,000. This data shows us that Hunterdon County families are taking home about 137% more than the New Jersey median and about 160% more than the national median. So let's remember that this is the median. It's taking account for all of the ranges of households, and it falls right in the middle of all of them. So we have families that are way up on the tippity top and families that are on the lower level. So there's a good balance. Well, let's talk about rentals in Hunterdon County. So we're going to be looking at 2021 data. That's the most recent data that I could find. So we're going to bump these numbers up $50 to $100 to account for inflation. So on average, a one-bedroom house is renting for $1,371. A two-bedroom house is going for $1,753, and a three-bedroom house is coming in at $2,100 to $2,200. Keep in mind these are the averages, so you're going to have higher priced and lower priced ones depending on the desirability of the location. 278, and some of those higher populated towns like Flemington, Clinton Township, and Lebanon, which are closer to 22 and closer to Somerset County. Next, let's talk about home prices in Hunterdon County. This is off Garden State MLS data, so it's recent information. For a two-bedroom house is going for about $345,000. That's including townhomes, condos, and single-family homes. A three-bedroom home is going for around $481,000, and for a four-bedroom or plus home, those are going for around $700,000. What we've generally been seeing in Hunterdon County over the past 6 months are that homes that are quote-unquote turnkey and need little to no repairs have been jumping off the market and being sold in around under 14 days. So these homes that, have the finished basement, have the updated kitchen, all the bells and whistles, those are homes you got to jump on fast because they're going like that. Homes that need a little more work, a little more repairs, need an updated kitchen, need painting, new flooring, maybe it needs a new septic system. Those are the ones where you're going to find deals if you're willing to put in the work and maybe look like doing a construction loan or some other creative financing to help you make your dream home. So that's just kind of the way the housing market has been going in Hunterdon County. And like I said, the more desirable areas that are closer to 78 and 31 and the 22 are going to go for a lot more as opposed to areas that are further off of 78. As you may or may not know, New Jersey has some of the higher property taxes in America, but with it becomes you get good school districts, you get well-kept roads, you get good services in the winter time. Some of the areas with higher property taxes tend to have lower home value, so that's kind of the balance to help pay out for the municipality things you need. It's like Highbridge and Glen Gardner generally have higher tax rates, but lower home values, and then areas like Clinton Township and Lambertville have lower tax rates but higher home values, so it tends to balance out there. On average, for a single family home, you're looking to pay anywhere from like $9,000 to upwards of $12,000 depending on the appraisal that your home has. So something to be mindful of when you're looking to buy a home, not just accounting for the mortgage payment but also for the taxes that come with it. Next, let's talk about income and sales tax. We have some wonderful charts from the Department of Treasury that'll help make this section a little less boring because taxes are not the most fun. But generally the tax rates are a little higher for New Jersey, but we do get the benefits of the nice schools and the things that's discussed earlier. So if you're filing jointly or singly, it's going to differ. So we have the different charts for reference and to look up. You could also look at New Jersey Treasury Department for those current rates. Home insurance, another necessary but boring thing. The first thing you want to do is shop around and find the best rates. You don't want to just go with one person and think that it's the best rate when you could be saving $300 to $400 a year. So I would suggest shopping around some of the big chains, some of the local ones, and find out who gives you the best rate and feel like who gives you the best service. Because when times comes and you need to actually use that home insurance, you want to go with a trusted company and somebody you feel good with that's going to, you know, give you your money's worth and not run you around in circles. We're generally looking at paying anywhere from $900 to upwards of $1,200 depending on the property. So shop around for your rates for insurance and find what's best for you. Let's talk about something that's really appropriate this time of the year. Got the jacket on, started to get the big coats out because it's getting colder. So heating is the cost you're going to incur in New Jersey. The most affordable heating source is natural gas. That's going to save you upwards of $1,000 compared to oil heating, and a lot more compared to electric. The conversion, if you're going to convert from oil to natural gas, I actually did it on my personal residence. It was around $10,000. There's some rebates that you could get, granted that you use a certain provider and you get equipment that is energy efficient. Okay, the next most affordable heating source is oil heat. With oil heat, the thing you're going to look for is to make sure that you have an above ground oil tank in the home you're purchasing. When they are underground tanks, it comes a little more complicated. They're not supposed to really sell them with underground tanks. They need to be removed and remediated because there's chance of contamination. And if it does contaminate your yard, that's when it becomes really expensive and can be a health concern. So that's oil heating. And the next type of heating is electric. Electric heating is probably the most expensive heating. It is the most expensive heating. And with electric, is something you want to pair with solar if you do happen to come across a house with electric heat, just to kind of balance out that cost. But heating necessary in New Jersey is something you need to account for when you're thinking about cost of living. Another essential cost is going to be electric. Electric is going to run you around $120 a month, depending on your usage, the size of your home. And it's going to peak up in those summer months if you have central air. When you're cooling the house, it's going to jump up to $200 or plus, depending on what kind of things you have. Maybe you have a pool pump, you have the AC running. So the summer months really jumps up, but you're getting a lower cost on heating while that's going on. So bank on electric. Solar is an option you could explore. There's different rebates and things like that going on for solar. Once again, research companies, find what's best for you. If you need recommendations, I'd be glad to help you find some solar companies. Okay, so they don't call us the Garden State for no reason. Landscaping is something you're going to need to budget for if you own a home. A typical cut is going to cost you around $55 per cut. You multiply that by 4 or 5 weeks and come around to $250 a month. If you want to add along a fertilizing service or service that treats for bugs, that could be another $50 a month. And cuts are typically going to run from April until the end of October. After that, grass goes dormant and stops growing. So at least you have that break in. If you want to make a long-term investment, you can invest in a ride-on mower. They're going to cost you around anywhere between $1,500 upwards of $3,000 depending on what type of mower you get. And the good thing about that is if you service it, you take care of it, it can last you multiple seasons and more than cover the cost that you would be paying for someone else to mow the lawn. But that's your choice. I personally invested in a ride-on mower and it has been a game changer. When you have more than 0.25 acres, it will save you so much time and effort and sweat and tears somewhat. All right, the last cost we're going to talk about is groceries. We all have to eat, so that's one thing you have to budget for. I would say you're going to budget anywhere between $200 and $300 a week, depending on the size of your family and how much you go out to eat. My go-to store is ShopRite, but of course there's other options like Stop and Shop. Another option to go to is Flemington has a Costco. Of course, with Costco, the big plan of attack has to be stick to the list the best you can. As you may know, as you go through Costco, you can get distracted by all the deals. So you're gonna wanna try to stick to the list and get out of there with under $250. But the benefit is you can get stuff in bulk and save on the cost. That's it for today, folks. That's cost of living in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. Thank you for stopping in and watching. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment, or if there's any other videos that you want me to make, I'd be glad to take any suggestions. Thank you again. Everybody have an awesome, wonderful, stupendous, marvelous day and weekend. Peace out.